When all of a sudden coming across my feed was one Brianna Turner from the Indiana Fever firing shots.
Fans for Fevers are hot. Caitlin Clark's hopes of winning a championship could be dashed by a move made by Stephanie White. Instead of celebrating her new team, many are upset that Indiana signed Brianna Turner. Turner immediately retaliated against the fan support. Could this be Stephanie White's worst choice ever? Or did Indiana simply squander their chance at a championship? Let's examine everything.
Member of the mob. Really don't know why they signed her, but they did. As they signed Brianna Turner to complete their roster. And you gotta ask yourself why. Indiana fans are not happy. Obviously, Caitlin Clark had to say yes to this decision, but they're not happy because Brianna Turner has said a whole lot about
What on earth was the Indiana Fever thinking? Did someone actually lose a wager? Did they draw names at random? There is no way that they would have voluntarily signed. Brianna Turner believes that lovers of Fever would accept it. Amber Kelly, Stephanie White, you need some explanation since you truly believed that this was the great offseason chess move. You might as well have just signed Angel Reese and thrown Fever fans into a tailspin.
Almost 24 hours we have got without the Fever's new signing attacking Fever fans. We almost got 24.
To begin with, Brianna Turner has been working at Caitlin Clark's Fever and Iowa fans like it was her full-time job for the past year. She was tweeting more than ever during a game, and every time Iowa played, she had something to say. It seemed like she had a burner account just for it, but no, she did it in broad daylight in HD with her government name attached, and now she's a Fever player.
Excuse me.
Follow, mute, or block me if that is bothersome to you. Always protect your peace. She goes on to say, I will not bend the knee or change my online advocacy efforts to appease others. While I anticipate receiving criticism, hostility, and invalidation, I will not tolerate discrimination. If I am not for you, there are about 150 other W players that you can.
It really doesn't make sense to hire your ex's worst enemy to arrange your wedding. Didn't anyone in the Fever front office Google her? Didn't you all monitor Twitter? She was talking spice all year long, and now we're just going to clasp hands and sing? Fans of Kumbaya Fever aren't like that. We harbor resentment. Even if you are the greatest rebounder in WNBA history, Gainbridge Fieldhouse would jeer you if you made a foolish comment about Caitlin. That's the way things are.
We gotta talk about the Fever's new sign, Brianna Turner. And the feelings are definitely mixed about this one. Dominic says, I hope it works out. Not a fan of this pick. Ice Mountain's better said she's a good defender. That's what they need, honestly. Odd signing, considering she hates your star from Mr.
However, instead of making a happy to be here statement like every other free agent, wait till it gets worse. Brianna Turner came out swinging. She didn't say that she was thrilled to be joining the team or that she was looking forward to playing with Caitlin. Instead, she essentially told Fever fans to deal with it. Read the room, sis. The fans are already tense, and you chose to poke the bear. If you want Fever fans to like you, perhaps don't start your first day on the job by picking fights with them.
There are about 150 other W players that you can support instead. I have interest in a life outside of my playing career. I do not expect or crave validation from social media. I have low expectations for Twitter, and I'm cognizant that many will reject my takes. You got that right. I literally have an MA in social justice and human rights, so of course I speak up. Wow, okay. Oh boy, I can't even believe the Indiana.
Let's now discuss the actual issue. Stephanie White, what's going on in that office? Amber Kelly? You guys are supposed to be building a championship team around Caitlin Clark, not signing people who have been trying to undermine her for the past 12 months.
Who approved this?
Did you even consult Caitlin, as I know she saw that notification appear on her phone and had to take a deep breath before responding? You guys might as well have sent her an email saying, hey Caitlin, good luck next season. Hope you don't mind playing with someone who subtweeted you all year? That's right, you guys thought you were making a sneaky good signing. Fever supporters would still be side-eyeing Brianna Turner even if Caitlin Clark averaged 40 and 10 the next season. But keep in mind that you once labeled us delusional This isn't even about basketball at this point. It's personal, and justifiably so.
Hypocrisy of the WNBA. I keep telling you that the WNBA is a hypocrite league, and they're filled with bullshitters and liars, and it just...
This is similar to what would happen if LeBron left the Cavaliers and the Lakers signed Draymond Green right away, or if the Lakers signed Patrick Beverley after he pushed Chris Paul. Oh, that actually happened, but you get the idea. The worst part is that, as you all know, Brianna Turner will be acting like the sweetest teammate ever. She will be posting Caitlin Clark appreciation tweets and acting like she has been a fan since day one. She might even show up wearing an Iowa jersey to sell it, but Fever fans aren't buying it. We have receipts, and we don't forget.
I love it. They woke up and chose violence today. I feel myself getting stronger. I feel myself getting bigger. Feed me. Feed me more. Feed me more. Brianna Turner is a rim protector / high-level rebounder and all-around defensive stalwart. Woo! Let them know. Two-time WNBA All-Defensive First Team and NCAA National Champion from Notre Dame, Brianna Turner is back in Indiana. Welcome back. Welcome back. First person CDS. Shout out to Chickstick Scars. Hard pass. This is an F and certainly not protecting the locker room. Oh, God. You know what would protect the locker room right now? We need an enforcer. We need somebody who's going to protect Caitlin Clark from everybody else. You guys know who I'm talking.
Thus, Indiana, what's the plan here? You guys better have a public relations plan ready, because if Brianna Turner even looks at Caitlin Clark incorrectly during a game, it's over Fever. Fans will be examining her body language like FBI agents. If she doesn't give Caitlin a high five during a fast break, or if she celebrates excessively after a missed shot, that's an ejection-worthy infraction. The margin for error is 0. I don't understand. Caitlin Clark can thrive with a team that Indiana had one job develop. I can honestly say that I can't wait for this team to win, because if they don't, the fans will be on a warpath. I'm talking Game of Thrones season finale style chaos, and the first person they're coming for is Brianna Turner. Shooters, defenders, rebounders, and not Twitter warriors with a history of arguing with the fan base. You guys just made next season 10 times more interesting for all the wrong reasons.
So, in a kind of a surprising turn of events, the Indiana Fever have made yet another move this offseason, and they have signed Bree Turner to the roster.
This free agency season, the Indiana Fever were slaying it. They were acquiring players one after another like they were hoarding rare Pokemon cards. Flawless, the Fever were the team to beat, and the fans were ecstatic. They were already planning their championship parade routes and dreaming of celebrating with these new faces. On paper, Brianna Turner is a strong player, a defensive powerhouse, a presence in the paint, and she has all the makings of a star, but her first statement after joining the Fever was a plot twist that nobody saw coming. You would think that after all the hype, she would say, "Hey, I'm excited to join the Fever and do my part to help the team win," but instead, Turner completely confronted Fever fans on X, or at least warned them, if you will.
Nowadays, so I will keep distancing myself from that space in order to protect my own peace. Y'all enjoy though, and best of luck. So I don't know, Indiana Fever fans, if they're interested in a good basketball player and a good rim protector, you will enjoy, Brianna Turner. And
her first tweet was essentially a PSA for the fans. If I make a bad play, do not come at me, I'm sorry. Fans who were already thrilled about the Fever's flawless free agency move suddenly had to deal with this. I was surprised that she didn't waste time with small talk or the typical "I'm excited" speech. Turner arrived hot and ready for battle. It was like bringing a knife to a gunfight, except instead of a weapon, it was a warning. The vibes changed from "we're going to win the WNBA title" to "is Brianna Turner about to start a war with the fan base?" To put it plainly, Turner told supporters not to criticize him. Just think of signing a deal with a team and then turning around and saying, "By the way, I'm going to be terrible, but if I'm terrible, don't come for me." You can almost imagine the Fever's front office sitting at a table with Kelly and Amber tearing their hair out, wondering how the hell they got here. Did we just sign an all-star or a self-declared villain? because fans had barely comprehended the Fever's amazing moves, and now they had to worry about being put on notice by their new star player. It was a real whoa hold-up moment.
Those tweets right there, me breaking it all down yesterday when the story had developed. Now, as of today, she's standing on business. She letting it be known. She is not taking back what she said, and she'll say it again.
I understand that Turner is attempting to be honest and possibly even prepare the fans for some ups and downs, but typically that kind of talk occurs after you've actually worked hard on the court rather than before you even play a game. It's like a comedian telling the audience, "Hey, I might bomb tonight, so don't roast me if I suck," and then worrying about what people are saying afterwards. What are we doing here? Amber and Kelly, what were you thinking? This was meant to be a new beginning, a new chapter in the story of the Fever's redemption, but now everyone is just talking about this self-imposed criticism-free zone. I don't think the fans will forget that tweet anytime soon because even the one she tweeted last year is still remembered. This is the WNBA, not an episode of Survivor. What's next? Turner wants for herself. Her fans were prepared to embrace her, but as soon as she hit send, she made it clear that she wasn't there to win them over, but rather to fight with them. Perhaps she just needs a warm-up game. Before we applaud you, Brianna Turner, will you draft a list of requirements? We might as well have a contract with all these tiny print guidelines.
Activist. You can be an activist, that's fine. No, I have no issue with a player on the team being an activist. I think most people don't have an issue with a player being an activist. But when you've already started clapping back on people on Twitter, that is not being an activist, that's having Twitter fingers. The reason why people are annoyed at Brie Turner is that you've got Twitter fingers. You clearly let Twitter affect you. And unfortunately, you can't play for the Lakers if you let Twitter affect you. You can't play for Real Madrid if you let Twitter affect you. You can't play for Barcelona if you let Twitter affect you. Can't play for the Sky if you let Twitter affect you. And you definitely can't play for the Fever.
If Brianna can play defense, we're talking about a game changer. Her skill set, knowledge of winning, and experience in high-pressure situations could elevate this team. There's no doubt that she can give the Fever a lot. Many people forget that defense wins championships, so if Brianna can put her words into action on the floor and lock down opponents, her fans might just support her. However, here's the catch. Fans don't want to hear her talk about it on X or any other social media platform. They want Brianna to prove to them that she's worthy of all the hype. Fever supporters will undoubtedly give Brianna the thumbs up if she can manage business the way she has in the past, but for now, the ball is in her court because of what Steph White and the Fever organization are accomplishing, which is nothing short of amazing. This Brianna signing has caused a lot of friction, but here's the thing. If Brianna can connect with Caitlyn, spark some chemistry, and support her talk with action, the Fever could be unstoppable. If you enjoyed this, hold on to your seats because what comes next could either make this team a disaster or send fans running for cover. Perhaps Stephanie, Amber, and Kelly know something that fans don't, or perhaps they're ahead of the game seeing something we're all missing. Additionally, subscribe to see more videos today.
What Steph White is doing and what the Fever organization is doing is nothing less than